So, look out. Big dog's back. Who's ready to party? Hey, hello, how are you? Welcome back to the channel. If you've been here before, if you haven't, my name is Clay. We do fun, artsy, crafty stuff here. If you've been here before, hey, welcome back. It's good to see you. Today, we're doing something a little different. I don't do a lot of foam craft projects, but today we're doing foam craft projects. This is gonna be, what, like a 3-part series? Because I'm making my costume for the Renaissance Fair, and it's a lot to put into one video, so it is gonna be 3 separate videos. I'm so sorry to give you more free content. The kind of inspo vibe for my Renaissance costume is Timothy Chalamet in The King on Netflix. If you never watched it, watch it. The like end battle when they're just wearing like minimal armor, that's the vibe I'm going for because I think it looks rad. Today's episode is gonna be making the bracers. I only have one on because I only want to have one on, dude. And then the second episode will be the sword that I'm not going to show you right now so I don't spoil it, but I'm looking at it right now. It looks freaking sick, dude. And the third episode will be the chest armor and I'm going to put like little armor things around my boots, which I haven't even began to start. You guys like my new hair? I know it's a little different. I'm kind of in my teenage dirtbag phase right now, even though I'm close to my mid-20s. I'm literally 24. But yeah, without further ado, let's just get into the video. Oh, I was just editing for my buddy. His name's Bia Games. Dude, he's pretty sick. I do like his intro for him, and I edit his thumbnails for him. He's a gameplay channel. Go check him out. I'll have him link in the description. I love you so much, Bishop. So what I did to start is I took some plastic wrap, wrapped it around my arm, took some like masking tape or whatever, wrapped that around my arm too. This is how you get like a nice simple mold of your arm without having to like, I don't know, cast it in silicone. I don't know. When you're doing this though, make sure you don't like pull the tape super tight. It's gonna be way too small. So try to keep the tape relatively loose while you're taping it. So yeah, just wrap plastic wrap and tape around your arm. Be very careful cutting the seam. Like very careful, please do not slice yourself. And then you lay it flat and then you have a nice little template of your bracer. And yes, I am watching Smallville currently. I just started Smallville and I'm already on season 4. So good, dude. Why no one tell me how good Smallville was? Also, I'm listening to the rewatch podcast, Talkville. Dude, I'm loving life right now. Talkville, if you're watching this, for some reason. Hey. So next I took the tape cutout, I drew it on some pieces of, I believe, 2mm craft foam. And then I do kind of straighten out the lines a bit, as you can see, just so it's a little cleaner. And don't be afraid to add a little bit of width to the edges there, because there's gonna be a gap. So if you don't want a gap here, if you want it to be seamlessly, perfectly like connected, add a little bit of width to the edges of the bracers during this part. Well, I want my iPad open. So I take that cutout, trace it out a couple more times on some craft foam, but you only have to trace it out twice for 2 bracers. So I saw this technique where you heat up the foam with a heat gun and then you take like a roughly crumpled up ball of tin foil and you kind of stamp the texture onto the heated up foam and it leaves like kind of a leathery texture on it. I tried that, and then later on I heated up too much and it loses most of the texture. If you want to do that, because it did work, just try to save it for the end, because I did it at the beginning and then I ended up losing most of the texture. Just a little tip. All right, now time for the fun part. Yeah, so basically I just cut out 2 centimeter wide strips of the craft foam, just lay it around the bracers, and that will be painted to look like metal later. I'm not gonna lie, I messed up on this one, and so I had to redo it because I wasn't sober. So while you're watching this and you're like, that looks a little messy, it's because it is. What I'm using to attach them is rubber cement or contact cement. You put a little bit of contact cement on the piece, and then the piece that you want to attach, put some too. Let it get tacky. I use my heat gun to speed up the process a little bit, let it get tacky, and then you lay it together. And with the foam, dude, it will not come apart once you lay it together. If you use like hot glue, it can melt the foam, and then also you can like see the ridges of the hot glue under the foam. It's not great to use hot glue. Contact cement, it's clean, it's strong, it's all you need. So these are the strips of the foam. So here I'm measuring out the holes for the laces. I think I did them like an inch apart. And then I just use a good old hole punch out the holes. Now I'm doing like a test lacing / test fit just to see if everything's going all right. And it is, it's going pretty good. I kind of like the yellow and the red look I got going on. So for the rivets, ultimately what I decided on was googly eyes. But I didn't want, and yes, I'm watching How to Train Your Dragon right now. But what I didn't want was, I didn't want to like hear it like rattling, so I had to de-google the eyes. It's kind of hard to see what I'm doing here, but I'm cutting out the back of the googly eye and then just taking out the black centerpiece from the eye, and then you just have like this little plastic dome, and they work great for rivets. I just used super glue and just super glued them on, and they worked great. I just found it very funny that I had to like stab out these eyeballs. So here I am just smoothing out the edges. I'm taking a sanding bit on my Dremel and just smoothing out the edges because they didn't line up perfectly. And then I'm taking another sanding bit and just adding some scratches and some dents to the metal parts just to add some aging and make it look battle worn. So this stuff is Plastidip. When you try to paint foam is very porous, so all the paint just kind of soaks in. It's hard to get a good coating of paint. So this Plastidip stuff, it's like a rubberized coating. It just kind of helps seals in all the little holes so the paint adheres better. So here I'm spraying it. And for some reason they decided to go flat. I don't know why. But then I just spray like a nice brown so it looks like leather. So then I tape off the brown, and then I spray a coat of black on the parts that are going to be metal. That's just because any metallic paint shows up a lot better when it has a background of black. I don't know why, it just does. So spraying a layer of just some matte black, and then letting that dry and go ahead and spraying it silver. Now look at those googly eyes as rivets. Tell me that doesn't look sick. Tell me that doesn't actually look really good. So if you want them to be like brand new bracers, just leave them like this. But I never do anything without weathering it. So I'm taking some brown, some black. I should have done a darker brown as opposed to a lighter brown than what I painted the leather as. But who cares? I just take the black acrylic, start brushing it on the metal, and I started doing it on the leather, and it made the leather a lot darker than I wanted it to be. So I put some of that light brown acrylic on. It was just trying to fix it, so I just started splashing it on, rubbing it around. All the way around the metal, I just used the black acrylic, painted it on, brushed most of it off, leave the black in all those creases and dents and scratches that we painted in, and leave some around the rivets too. It just makes it look dirty, makes it look old. With the black acrylic, it really sits inside of these crevices very nicely, and just adds a nice like scratched, dented up, like worn look. And then I took some silver spray paint. I don't recommend this. Get like a good like silver acrylic paint or something. I didn't have any, so I just took some silver spray paint. I sprayed it into the cap and used a brush, and I was just kind of lightly brushing some silver back on. As you can see, like here, I just kind of brushed some silver back onto it, like some here, some around here, some on the rivets. Because, you know, not the whole thing is gonna be dirty and disgusting. There's gonna be little glints of the metal showing through. I don't know, do that if you want, you don't have to. And then they go back outside and I give them one last real good coat. I think I did 1 or 2 good coats of like a gloss coating. I think it was just gloss Rust-Oleum, just to seal everything in and protect it. Oh, and then for the cording, for the lacing, I got this faux suede cord at Walmart. It came in a couple different colors, which I thought was cool. I just used the black one, cut the cord to size of what I needed, and laced it up literally just like shoelaces. And then I literally did this last night. I shot this like a couple days ago, but I did this last night, and I just didn't bother to record it for God knows why. But I added some felt on the inside here. You don't have to have me show you how to do that. Just cut out a piece of felt that's a little bit smaller than the bracer and just glue it in. And that's just because I realized that the shirt I'm gonna be wearing doesn't cover my arm all the way, so the bracer was gonna be touching my skin. And with just like the painted foam touching my skin, it was gonna be very sweaty. It was gonna be gross and icky. So I just thought some nice little layer of felt will help protect from the sweat. I will say it's a little bit hard to kind of pull the laces just because of the friction with the foam. So if you have like those little metal rings that are on like shoes and stuff that you can put in here to help the laces pull, that'd be cool, but I didn't feel like doing all of that. And there you have it, folks. You got some bracers for a Ren Fair or Halloween costume or a Broadway play. This was just kind of the design that I wanted. I wanted something relatively simple, but you can do whatever design your little heart desires. You can use these same techniques and do whatever you want to do and make something cool. Oh, something I did forget to mention, when you're using the heat gun, after you attached the rivets, be careful because they are plastic and they will melt. Just be careful not to like directly heat blast the googly eyes. But googly eye rivets, who would have thunk, huh? Not me. But yeah, I think, oh, is that a beat? Is that a beat? No, it's B-roll. Oh! All right, I think that's all I got for you guys. Hope you guys liked the video. If you liked the video, make sure you like the video. If you like me, then subscribe, dude. You can see a whole lot more of me. Dude, I have a raging headache right now. Oh my God. Leave a comment to get rid of my headache. Keep an eye out for the other Ren Fair projects I have coming. I should have like 2 more videos coming. Maybe 3. Yeah, I think I'll have like 3. Thanks for watching, guys. What are you still doing here, dude? You're freaking me out. See you guys, bye.
Baby, you give me ice.